Welcome. Now, besides the fact that there's a festive period and there's no fuel, you know the funny thing, it has not reduced the number of people traveling.
Yeah.
Neither has it reduced the amount of vehicles on the road.
You know, it's the time for people to reconnect. You know, you've worked from January till now, and perhaps you're working in Lagos, for instance, and you have your family in Plateau State, you have your family in Zamfara State, you have your family in Enugu, you know, and you want to go back. This is the time to go. And so we see more of, you know, travels, families, you know, people moving from one end to the other.
Well, in the face of all of that desire to meet the loved ones, there is usually the other concern of safety along the roads. How can we ensure safety? We have the road safety corps. We have other, state government institutions that are also part of the workings on the road at this time. But yet, you still hear of issues of accidents and all of that.
You know, it's a period where a lot of people have, you know, merrymaking, you know.
So you merry-make and enter the road. Wait. Anyway, so, well, even though most of our guests are still stuck in traffic and trying to get their way through to this place, one of them managed to find his way. He will tell us how he did it.
He should.
He should.
He's one of those people who are trying to ensure that the roads are free.
So I hope he didn't break any law to get here.
We'll find out.
I told him a story. Please join us to welcome the Sector Commander, Lagos, Mr. Hyginus Omeje. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so you should tell us how you got it.
So how did you manage it?
Well, I didn't break the law. I knew that I was coming here. And I also knew that there are challenges on the road by virtue of the fuel queue that has encroached on all the major highways. So I set up early enough.
Setting up out early enough is not. It doesn't seem to be working now for most people.
Some of us set out early enough.
From my place, from my house to the studio, it's about 18 minutes normally.
Yeah.
And it took me almost it took me almost 3 hours.
Wow.
So let's talk about making the road safe.
No, it's part of the plan. Here I said I knew.
Okay. Yeah.
You said I knew I was coming here.
Exactly.
So I made plans to set out early. What are the plans? How did you get to that point where you said, okay, this is the time I want to go?
And I think we just better take it from there, because what is happening now is part of those safety precautionary measures that you also need to have at the back of your mind. If you have made up your mind you are traveling this hour, you need to make room for all this. Do pre-patrol brief. We must brief them always. And even on the need to also take care of their health. Managing your stress is also ensuring that you even take care of, eat well, you know, take good care of your health. And if you have any complaint, don't say, let me manage. You don't manage this human body, you must take care of it. If the person needs to see the doctor in the clinic, let him see the doctor.
So you have a standby clinic?
We have a clinic in the
When you say eat well, do you provide food?
I will not pay you salary. Ours is to guide you on good principles of dietary principles. Yes, exactly.
Okay, we'll still come back to talk more about human relations, particularly with the road safety officials. But let's talk about those traffic offenses that people should avoid at this time.
Thank you very much. There was something you said when we started. You said this is the time people make merry and all those stuff. This is a time that, yes, out of the euphoria of marriages, celebrations, one for celebration or the other, Christmas, New Year celebrations, you still see some of us engage in drinking and driving at the same time, as drunk driving, which is very, very, to us, is an anathema for you to drink and drive at the same time. So this is just one thing that we are on the lookout and people should desist from. If we go to a party, among three of us, we should choose who should drive. Maybe he is the one going to drive, and the rest of us can taste alcohol, but he should just stay off alcohol. Because alcohol and driving, they don't just mix. It has a way of reducing your concentration, and of course your estimate or whatsoever.
Preparing your judgment.
Preparing your judgment. That's right, what I was looking for. So drunk driving is one thing that we should watch out this period. Another thing that is also very rampant now is the issue of speed. Now, you have spent about an hour or two in the fuel queue hold up. Then the next thing is the man comes out. He still wants to meet up with the time. He opens, tears the vehicle, and he wants to finish the speedometer. So please, we should watch against excessive speeding within this period. We have noticed that speed violation and its coronary effect accounts of all the fatalities that we record on our highway each time we have a crash. We are also going to see a lot of overloading, you know, especially in the commercial. When I was driving in, I saw a vehicle that passed me. The man had 2 phones on top of the SUV, and I was wondering, why must this man use this kind of vehicle to carry phones? And he's moving phones from Lagos to where he's going. I mean, when he finished there, he will also carry the same phones back again here.
He may not.
Okay, he may not. So overloading is one thing, especially among our commercial friends, you know, commercial fleet operators, but not restricted to them. Like I just told you, that phone, it's not a case of commercial fleet operator. It's somebody traveling with a family. So we should avoid overloading at this point in time. Overloading has a way of, even in the event of a crash, it could worsen the casualty. The loads could just be the thing that will even kill the people there. And then the issue of distracted driving is also something that we need to watch out for. Using phone while driving, changing, you know, necessarily changing music. And we are now having cars with TVs, and it's getting us on edge. We're worried. We're now having cars where you have a TV even at the dashboard, and then the man is watching home movie and he's still driving. So these are key offenses. And the issue of dangerous driving and dangerous overtaking. You just simply feel that that man is not moving at you and you want to overtake. No, there's nothing wrong in overtaking, but please do the overtaking drill properly before you engage in that.
What's the overtaking drill?
What I mean by overtaking drill is those things you need to do before you embark on that overtaking. There are some basic questions and things we expect you to do. Number 1, ask yourself, this overtaking I want to engage in, is it necessary? Some people overtake just for the fun of overtaking. Not necessary. Is it legal? And is it safe? The answer to these 3 questions must be yes, yes, yes. If there is a no, then don't do it.
What is the legality part of it?
The legality part of it is that you may want to overtake, but where you are really trying to do that overtaking, the law says you cannot overtake there. For example, do you want to overtake on a crest of a hill? What does the marking on the road there say? It could just be that the marking facing you is a straight line, which simply says you cannot pull out to overtake. So that's the legality. Now, the safety of it is it safe for me to overtake here? Now, having answered those questions and they are yes, 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 then you look very well. We call it look, signal, and move. That is the simple way of catching the overtaking drill principle. You look, you signal, and you move. In looking, you look your front to see that the vehicle.
Okay, we'll take a moment. We'll take a moment. When we come back, staying without overtaking, should we overtake from the right or from the left? A lot of people do that. We'll be back shortly. Please don't go away.